Hey, it's your boy Dustin from the Flying Chairs, the Rise Podcast. And today, oh shit, you won't believe it. I got this awesome girl here named Kayla, and she's fucking dope. She's a UFO enthusiast, tarot card reader, and just down with the paranormal, finding out more about herself, diving deep into the subject. And we're here to get down with that. So, hey, Kayla, how you been? How's your summer? And can you tell everybody where did you grow up and how'd you find yourself in the subject?
Okay, so I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, and
Oh,
so I'm a psychic medium. That's what I do for a living. And I didn't necessarily like when I came out of my little broom closet, everybody was like, "You didn't know you were psychic?" And because apparently I talked about, the deceased and would read energies and just know stuff as like a little kid. So like I was the last to know. Everybody else around me wasn't surprised. And so yeah, my life changed dramatically when I realized that. I had gotten sober, and that's kind of when, like, whoa, who said that? I started realizing I could hear things, see things, and went a little crazy there. But yeah, it was all good. I had a lot of teachers come into my life at just the right time, and yeah, so now I do my thing. I do psychic medium readings. I do quantum hypnosis, which also tuned me into. I did not know until I started watching documentaries about like aliens that most of these people are hypnotists, like a lot of them. So there's like a link to that. And obviously being a medium, paranormal, is kind of like my thing. So yeah. I don't know. Did I even answer?
no, you did. No, you
Okay,
did.
cool.
And then, no, I think that's really awesome. And I feel like a lot of mediums kind of find their mediumship at different ages and stages. Especially, I
Mhm.
think when you said you got like sober, it kind of opened up your third eye. It sounded like something like once you were in that
Mhm.
addiction, it kind of kept your powers at bay or down where you couldn't get
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying? And something one day is just
Yeah.
like snap. No, I heard that
Yeah.
too. I heard like people are actually they find out when they're kids, like they're talking to spirits when they're kids, or they're seeing orbs. But then again, these things could be all around you, and they're just trying to get your attention until your eyes are open. And
Yeah.
no, it's beautiful. That's so cool that you just.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
gone
weird.
to any like haunted houses in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, so actually I'm doing an event at a place. It's a mansion that's an old funeral parlor. It's called the Wickyards. I'm doing that there October 25th, and that's going to be pretty cool. But I've done events there's this place, Ghost Adventures, actually filmed there twice. So it was pretty haunted for them to go back, and it's called Haunted Hillview Manor. It's in Pennsylvania. It's like an old asylum kind of place, and yeah, and Jack Osborne went there to film his show Portal to Hell, and I
Oh.
forgot where I was for a minute, and I'm in the bathroom with another psychic, and like someone's knocking on the door. We open the door, and there's like this kid, like this little emo kid with his headphones on, like grr. And I was like, holy shit, who did that? And she's like, did you forget where you were? And I did. But yeah, the so like when I was a kid, right? I would see spirits and talk to them. And, I would go do weird stuff. Like I would go to graveyards and I would pick flowers and put them on the graves that no one was visiting. It was weird. And now, like through my journey, I've realized that I don't just connect to deceased humans. Um, yeah, it's pretty gnarly, man. There's a lot through the veil. There's like the helpers, the guardians that come here to help assist humanity in ascension and like leveling up. And then there's obviously the malevolent ones. And I've had experiences with actually both. Um, I've had some really crazy stuff happen with the not so good ones. They're very tricky. They run programs on you. They mess with your mind. They do all this stuff, and they do it telepathically. So you might be, if you're gifted with your third eye and you're a seer, you might be able to see them. And from what I understand, and maybe you could correct me on this because I'm like not a UFOologist and
Hmm.
I don't know all the things, but I've heard that a true abduction, you don't even have to leave your room. Like they can take you telepathically. So technically I get abducted on the regular. Like,
Yeah.
but is that true? Do you know if that's true?
Yeah, they could
Yeah.
be even like the whole abduction or interaction could be taking place in your bedroom the whole time. I mean, they
Hmm.
necessarily have to take you to their ship because the stuff
Yeah.
they can bring down with them or what they have
Hmm.
in their minds. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, well, here's a great example. Or you ever heard of Peter Curry from
I don't think so.
Australia? I'll do
No,
a
but I'm
quick
gonna look
story.
into them.
I'll do a little recap really quick because I tell this story all the time, but it's an amazing story because it's like he holds the Holy Grail to a lot of evidence. So, anyways, it was like about 7 o'clock in the morning, and he felt like something jumped onto the bed like a cat, and he's like, "I don't want a cat." And he opens his eyes, and he's realized he's being straddled by a milky white, beautiful woman with big tits and
Nice.
white
I
hair,
hope.
and yeah, right? And he sees another naked woman on the side of the bed too, watching him just being
Wow.
straddled. And he's just like, "How the fuck did you guys get in here?" He just wants to get up. He's just like, he starts to freak out because like, who the fuck are you guys in general? And how the what? He's just nothing
So he
was making
wasn't down.
sense. No, well, again, I think either way, like you're just
Right.
waking up and there's some strangers on you. But anyways, she cups the back of his head when he was trying to get up and pulls her into her chest. And he freaks out even more and he bites down on her and
Oh
gets a bunch of
my.
flesh in his mouth. Or a
Oh.
little bit of flesh in his mouth where he starts to kind of get like a reaction where he's coughing and then he starts hearing voices in his head saying he's doing this
Oh.
wrong, something went wrong. And he's like, what the fuck? And their mouths weren't moving and they just like disappeared out of thin air. But then he noticed that he had like a boner for like 6 hours. That was
Wow.
excruciating. And he like noticed there was something wrapped around his cock. And he had to pull it off of the tweezers, but it was excruciating. Until he did that, it relieved his boner. So
Wow.
he's like, well, that's crazy. So
She
he
had
takes
Viagra in her skin.
well, this hair was kind of the holy grail. It was like this is what
Oh,
was left
wow.
behind because it was keeping his dick hard.
That's crazy.
So he took this to scientists and they found out really crazy shit about this hair. It was like the all the human races on Earth were on this piece of hair, even like some of the Neanderthal ones and shit, like really
What?
ancient shit. So it just made it like it was like a breeding program or a genetic harvest of like
Yes.
women again, like that's not necessarily this person had to go up and have an abduction or interaction with extraterrestrials. So that's just I'm
Yeah.
just clarifying there. Yeah, it's just not even telepathically. I
Yeah.
mean, it could be something you're sleeping and they're doing
Hmm.
something to you because obviously that's what that ET was trying to do in the first place was trying to milk him when he was sleeping.
Well, yeah, actually, I won't go super into detail, but I have had things like that happen. Only I wasn't milked. But
Oh
yeah,
my
so
God.
no, I've had
Do
some really
tell.
weird I've had some really weird things happen. So okay, so actually my one friend, he was telling me when he did DMT one time that he had an experience where he woke up in like a different timeline and they what you just said, they said that like, oh wait, like he was all freaked out and they were like, oh wait, like this wasn't supposed to happen. And he said it felt like forever. But no, they do. So I've had experience with different kinds of entities or whatever interdimensional beings. And the grays seem to be a big one. And I've seen the mantis beings, but the grays,
Mhm.
they would do this thing. So there was usually three of them. They would come into my room and they would talk my fucking ear off. Like, and it was all stuff that I could look up. Like the next day I would like go look it up and I'd be like, how am I knowing all this ancient wisdom? And I'm not gonna lie, like it kind of like kind of made me feel like really like, whoa, like this is cool. I'm tapped into some cool shit. And and at first I thought they were helpful. They would stand around my bed. Sometimes there would be more, and they would have clipboards and they would tell me that they were observing us. And this kind of started making me wonder if this is what the watchers were considered, because they
Mhm.
were literally like, we're observing and, they were very scientific and they would do these things, right? Like sometimes they would, I had one psychic, which this is, I guess, a different race because she told me that, the ones that were in the closet, she's like, they tell me you like the light shows, and they would do these like lights because when I would try to look away, they would do it to pull me back, and as soon as I would look their direction, it was like wah. like I would get stuck and I just felt like stuck, like in this trance.
Mm.
They would download me with all this shit. Then they started touching me. And my counselor, man, I told her, and I thought, now her son was a very well-known psychic in the area. So like I kind of felt like maybe I won't get locked up or something if I
Sure.
tell her, like, hey, I'm seeing aliens. And she, just like when I told her I saw Mother Mary appear in a flame, she's like writing down stuff. And she's like, are you documenting this? And I'm like, fuck, here it comes. I'm gonna get a pink slip or something. And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, you should, because there's other psychics that report seeing her like this. So I felt like I could tell her about the aliens. And when I did, she surprised me because I had health problems. She said, Kayla, ask them to heal your body. So like the one day I'm laying there on the couch and I'm getting downloaded, seeing them in caves and in like in the ocean and all this shit. And I was like, oh, I need to draw these guys. But I didn't get a chance because I looked and I saw this like it almost seemed like this like blue fog coming from my entryway into my son's room. And something told me to get up and go stand in it. So I got up and I went. I was just real ballsy that day. I got up and I went and stood in it, and it felt like I can't even explain it. It felt like the air around me rippled, and it was so freaking strong that I went to my knees like I wanted to get out of it. And that's when it started getting real weird. That's when this was when we were social distancing.
Mm.
And I asked them the one time to come closer, and they made a joke. They said, "Oh, we can't. You humans don't do that right now." Like, we're 6 feet apart. And I think that was for my protection. I don't think those ones were bad. They didn't want to freak me out. But the other ones, they were doing something to me outside of my own will. And they would just I could feel them like doing stuff to my body. And yes, there was one time where it was sexual and I shut it down because it was like so weird. Like it
Oh,
was like
whoa.
nothing was there, but something was there, if you know what I mean. And
Sure.
I was actually in the water. It was crazy. But so like it just kept getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And like right around like when, the pandemic happened, I remember talking to other psychics and they were like, I asked them like, hey, y'all see any shit around your bed lately? And that's when a few of them were like, there was something that happened when this pandemic started. Like other psychics were talking about not only were they seeing them, but they remembered them from childhood. And that brought me back to my childhood when I saw things that weren't human and they were scary as shit, Dustin, and they
Mm.
would freak me out. Now, see, I've learned more. These things harvest energy, they run programs on us, they basically control, so they're telepathic. If you don't know your own frequency and you don't know your own mind and you don't know basically your own boundaries, because they'll go into trauma, they'll pull it to the forefront. They'll go into, I'm starting to think that archons and aliens may be the same thing, like demons, some of them like depicted differently because they
Mhm.
work, the malevolent
It's
ones
like
at least.
the ancient Jinn from
Yes, thank you.
like
Basically, yes.
Saudi Arabia. Ancient cultures
Yes.
talk about these very
Yep.
demon like things that live side by side with humans, parallel universes, and they kind of
Yes.
they're very tricksterish
Yes.
gods. And no, there
They'll
again,
give you
there
stuff, they'll
you're right.
fuck
There
you
is
over.
this, there is this. It seems like this evil and good ETs
Hmm.
are always having this little battle,
Yeah.
even if it's between us or it's You're right, because you're talking about the energy draining ETs, like
Hmm.
the reptilians that are living
Yep.
underground and starting a lot of wars or trying to induce wars. Or they're actually
Hmm.
talking about they had like slave trades, black
Hmm.
underground projects of harvesting people for maybe food or whatever fucking crazy projects these reptilians have.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we got the Nordics too that are uh at war with those motherfuckers, and the Greys are kind of in between, kind of mutual motherfuckers. And I don't know, it's just really weird what's all behind the scenes and what whistleblowers have said and trickled down through Linda Moulton Howell. She does a great job of
Hmm.
getting all these whistleblowers together, and because it just makes it seems like there's been a federation going on for a long, long time that a
Hmm.
few top human people get to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine when like nuclear war finally does pop off, like only the elite type people we get have the luxury of like living, 30 stories down.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Living. You
have
said it best
movie
of living.
theaters and like swimming pools and like roller coasters and shit, like even malls. I can only imagine what kind of cities Russia has underground. Like, I'm
Right?
those people know what's up. I mean, like, they have a death trigger. You ever heard of this thing? It's
No, what is it?
like if we had a nuclear exchange with Russia and we hit
Mhm.
all their like people power outage, or if we hit a bunch of main people out, the ground has sensors. So if we keep on pounding, all the remaining uh, missiles they have are just gonna go off. Like that's the so even
What?
like even if you try to kill them, it's still
They're
like
gonna get you.
they're still gonna get you. Some that the
Wow.
death finger will get you. Yeah, it's
That's
really gnarly.
crazy.
So I really hope nothing ever happens like that. Or they talk about like I think Russia's got a nuclear weapon called the Poseidon, and it's like they can
Does it come
cause
out of the
like
water?
well yeah, like it explodes underwater and then it causes for like 50-story tidal wave,
Whoa.
you know?
Get your surfboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, stuff's really crazy though. Like the things that I like a lot of the stuff that I'm into is like negative alien agenda. And like I said, it all seems to coincide with every religious thing, like the Jinn, the archons, the Gnostics believed in the archons, Christians and their demons, and spiritual people got the
Hmm.
attachments or whatever. And it's weird that like the more I learn about all of it, because I go like real deep into religious stuff because it's a gold mine of shit. And
Oh
I
yeah,
never
it is.
thought, I never thought I would end up there. My first tattoo was a devil on my back. Like I never thought I'd end up there. So it's like crazy. And but it seems that like according to these agendas that they like to we're very powerful beings ourselves and we manifest, and so they like to through the mind and the energy siphon the energy, fuck with the head, and now you're creating a shit timeline, and some of these beings can't get out of the third dimension and we're
Hmm.
now multidimensional, so they just want to keep us down here. And it seems like the more we figure out, the fucking weirder it's getting. And but yeah, it's been I don't like normally talk too much about this. I know that it's part of like what I'm here to do to um because now I can see it. I had really bad experiences with these entities. It took me a while to figure it out. It actually took somebody dying and then being on the other side, and all these shaman and like people popping up at like right at the right fucking time. And that's when I realized how much. And now I help people with stuff like that. It's like now I can see how bad the shit fucks with people. Like, and they don't even know it because it sounds like you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If your third eye ain't open and you're not like, if you don't, I believe we all have psychic senses, Dustin. I feel like it's just, do you
Hmm.
know how they work? Are you more of a feeler? Do you see things, but you just think you have an overactive imagination because you're like I did? I, as a kid, saw spirit like right there, but the older and more conditioned I got, I didn't realize that it's in your mind. Like you're seeing the pictures in your mind. And sometimes I'll see one, but you have like all these senses and they work in all these ways. And if you don't know how they're grooving, you could be taken advantage of like so easily. Like I'm a pretty gifted medium. It happened to me. That was pretty fucking embarrassing. I felt so dirty. Like,
That's
you know
funny.
what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Glad I wouldn't tell
I
anyone.
like how you said about the Bible too. This back earlier where you just said about like the some of the stories are just so crazy and you can relate to the ETs with
Yeah,
if you just exchange a few words like God and angel as ET and alien, it just makes more
exactly.
sense. But no, I don't know if you've ever read the book of Enoch. It's one of the
Oh, hell
oldest
yeah.
stories. Yeah, shit.
That's what
Okay.
they pulled me to. That's how this all started.
That's funny. And it's funny that you got Lucifer on your back because Lucifer was one of the gods where
Well,
it's just kind
it's
of
a
like,
girl.
oh, it's a girl?
Yeah, it's a little she devil.
Oh, she
I was
devil.
a little
Okay.
bit of a rebel.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
anyways. Well, I like the fact that Lucifer almost is somewhat of a savior to man when it came here after he kind of was disagreeing with God, saying, "Well, I think Earth beings deserve this," and they're like, he's like, "Nah, they don't," and that's why him and his 200 angels came down here because they're all like, "Fuck that," this is weird.
Right.
The fact that's the Adam and the apple, and the Adam and Eve and the
Oh
apple and
yeah.
all that. And you can talk about the Greece gods have the same exact story too of like Prometheus was giving fire to man, and then his punishment was to be chained up to a rock and have an eagle eat his liver every day, and he'd heal, and just that's his torture for all eternity. But
Right.
same dilly, you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that these gods have disagreements and jealousy, a lot of petty human emotion,
Mhm.
right? It's just like
Yeah.
expressed in the Bible. And there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that you could just misinterpret in the Bible, like the Ezekiel's wheel, you know. It's another one of
Yeah,
the
how about they had a
flying.
sacrificing people? Like, why are we doing that in the Bible? Like, God wants you to kill your brother and put him on a platter or something. No, no, but you know what I mean? Like, there was sacrifice and all this like stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, what's
Well,
that?
maybe they want. Well, there's a lot of blood cultures and worship, like even like the Maya, like they had.
Hmm.
Why? How could you be so somewhat civilized to build and make progress and have mathematics and language, but then again, so be bloodthirsty at the same time? It's just like whoa. Or like
Yeah.
even the Romans too with the gladiators. I feel like
Hmm.
you have such a great society built, but then again, you have all this bloodlust. I think maybe too is less bloodlust on the streets if someone goes to watch it every day, get someone their head chopped off or get eaten by an animal. It's like, oh, okay, I'm good. I got my fill today. It's like
Right.
not to start the violence on the streets and going home, like
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
club
that
someone
is
to death.
crazy.
No, it's just weird how, and then that's
Like,
always
what a
kind
way
of
to
like,
party.
well, that's always relatable to what's the gods, the ancient astronauts, or these reptilians feast off the blood of like the adrenochrome, right? Like
Exactly.
the blood sacrifice of children and then other things. And yeah, who knows? I mean, is that an energy source for them, or is this kind of like a drug for them, or is it yeah, because why? Because I think the Mayans even talk about one of the gods uh was really thorough and was like blood was super important to him. It's like make sure that shit is
Well, it's your
flowing.
life force. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
like yeah, your life force, like even in magic, like there are certain rituals that, require, I don't really get into that stuff, but using blood is a very powerful thing. And yeah, like the one beings they were telling me the one day that think about the reptilian part of your brain. That's where all your fight, flight, freeze is at. And in this world, there, it's like we are constantly like triggered. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like like you were just saying, like even just to witness a coliseum with motherfuckers, shanking each other and lions eating them and stuff. Like think of the
Yeah.
the energy that would produce the trauma responses. That's like they call it, the shamans call it the loosh. That's the lower vibrational energy that you emit. And it goes deep, man. Then there's the miasma. That's like over your ancestral line. Say you have like alcoholism. That's an energy that goes down that just fucking you could siphon and run programs on because, it's in the genes and they tamper with the genes too. There's a lot of gene tampering on this planet.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, like they even say like Mary and stuff, like Mother Mary, she came from a lineage of virgin births. Not many people know that.
Hmm.
Mary wasn't the only one. I think Mary's mother was also Enoch. Well, Enoch, he was taken
Hmm.
the fuck off this planet for a bit. And
Yes. Well, at least
yeah,
and Enoch and his I don't know if this is his nephew or is his son,
yeah,
Noah. Noah.
yep,
They both
yeah,
lived up to like 200 to 300 years old.
yeah.
I'm like, who are these superhumans? Where's their
Oh,
DNA to us?
that's perfect that you actually brought that up because I'm told all the time that this is the part as humanity learns their power that we're going to start living longer.
That'd be
In the
nice.
Bible, we get capped at 120. Well, but then there's like stories of people 300 years having babies. Like, what the fuck went wrong? But
Hmm.
the smarter we get, the quicker we die, you know? That's weird.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna see people live longer. I'm gonna live to at
yeah.
least 120. I'm gonna beat this shit.
You're
Breaking that
gonna have
cap.
like a machine that make your like the wrinkles go all the way and gone and
I've been
just
working on that, man.
look.
Not a machine, just seeing it. I got to work more on this area. But no, there's I know some healers that do like energy Botox, energetic facelifts. Like it's really crazy like how you can age backwards if you believe it. And it's a lot of the beliefs that hold us back. So I guess for anybody watching this, really check into what you believe.
Do you think there's Reiki facelifts?
There is
Is it
well,
really?
yeah. There's what do they call it? Energetic Botox. I've never done it, but I just know that I just like pretend. I
Yeah, that's
pretend
say
I'm
like,
getting younger.
whoa, that was awesome. My skin is a lot
Look
more
at no
tight.
lines.
Yeah, right. No more crow's feet.
Right? 11 lines be gone. But yeah, the blood is a powerful thing I hear. And yeah, it's trippy, man. It's like the more that you go down the rabbit holes, the weirder it gets.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking hella weird. It's
Yeah.
even go back in history. I'm sorry, like I keep bringing up megalithic structures, but
No, I'm
I'm
here for
sorry,
it.
but ancient people back then they were drinking out of the same water hole as the animals that
Yeah,
wanted to
how'd they
build
do all
megalithic
that?
structures. They should have been building with smaller stone, but it seems like it's ass backwards, isn't it? It's just like, okay, we're gonna just
Yep.
like fuck up everybody in the future. A way of looking at a toolbox and his dental floss and chicken bones, and you're like, go figure.
Yeah.
No, it's mind blowing. I'm not saying aliens built it, but again, these cultures from all around the world do tell stories of these ancient astronauts beings interacting with them and teaching them agriculture, mathematics, and
Yep.
other,
Astrology.
astrology and everything else that would help anybody else here to figure out what to move around stuff, or even like giving them tools to borrow and get back.
Yeah.
It's like here even these aliens are like we're gonna fuck up the future, and then when everybody gets around to seeing these things,
Well,
it's
yeah, it's
just
crazy.
no way.
Some say that's the fallen consciousness that taught us all those astrology and magic and all that stuff, like the Watchers or whatever, I think is who they consider the fallen consciousness that taught us. But no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like something went wrong. And they say like even like when Atlantis was a thing that Earth had way more technology on it, but we
Yeah.
like I guess couldn't be
Well,
trusted with it.
and that's another thing too. A lot of ancient cultures found these ancient relics, even in the remote past, of these people. So they start building on top of these things, like
Mhm.
Baalbek. You go to Baalbek
Yeah.
on the base of it, it is this megalith, like 2,000 ton. Like no, what? No, like what
Yeah.
healthy slave are you whipping on the back to go up different terrains and like, especially when these are mined at least 20 miles away or more. Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. Uh,
No.
no, just
You're
fuck
like, how
yourself.
did you do that? How, what in the hell? You're like, you so who were you whipping to
And
do
no,
that?
and it would take an extraterrestrial being
Mind.
to like be right there physically enough for like, okay, I'll move that motherfucker because you came from the sky and told me to. Because
Yeah.
I believe
And
so
like,
wholeheartedly of the cargo cult. Something physically, I don't know if you know much of the cargo cult, but the
mhm.
physical, okay. Uh, I'll do a little split bit of the cargo cult.
Yeah.
Cargo cult started back in World War II when the Americans were setting up some of the bases on some of those islands that were inhabited by indigenous people that never seen an airplane before. And they thought their ancestors were bringing these Thunderbirds, metal things to them, but they were mistaken. But after the Americans left, they made runways out of the jungle and wrote USA on the chest with bamboo rifles and life-size airplanes made out of bamboo and straw. And they were trying to entice flying airplanes to land on their airport so their ancestors can give them goods or whatever. So this
Mhm.
started basically when the airplanes started coming around. But if you can go further back, there's more ancient cultures like India talks about multiple gods, hundreds of gods coming down with blue skin, but a lot of them needed vehicles to go to A to B, and they're called vimana, these flying vehicles. And then when these extraterrestrials left, the ancient natives of India started making their temples out of the shape of vimanas. Okay,
Mm.
and you go further back,
Whoa.
and there's what was it like I'm sorry, in Brazil there's the Kayapo Indians that talk about this thing that came with fire and smoke from the sky and landed on top of the mountain peak, and this thing came in looking like the Michelin Man or the Stay Puft Man, just like bulbous thing, just kind of like whoop, 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 and had a glass helmet, and the brave Indians that were there try to fight him with like sticks and stones, and it like just like turned into dust when it hit his clothes, and this guy must have laughed for the agility of these people. So these
Big
uh
old belly laugh.
yeah, right. He's ho, 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 let me just show my weapon. And he picks out his weapon and he points it at a tree and it explodes, and all these
Whoa.
Indians run into the bush all scared and shit. And he stayed in their village and stood there for like a statue for days until some more brave Indians came with food to offer to his feet. And then he starts speaking their language. And they're like, "Whoa, how do you know our language?" He's like, "Well, I had to listen to you guys in the bush to figure out what you're going to do with my motherfucking ass."
Oh, they're such smart
But no, and
asses.
then like, no, and then he's like, "I just want to come here and teach." And he's like, taught him agriculture, mathematics.
So what was
He
this
actually
dude's
married
name?
Bet Karoti, and he married one of the women there. He stayed there for years. They have a school named after him, and
Really?
it still exists today. And they still practice this yearly celebration of talking about Bep Karoti coming into their town or village. And they dress up one of the villagers in this straw bulbous suit, looks like an astronaut, and with this stick as his weapon. And he just dances around with the villagers, dancing around, singing the song of him coming down with fire and smoke, teaching them, and then promising one day to return, like all the other fucking gods around the world.
Right? They're all coming
Like,
back.
yeah, I'm just saying, how beautiful, It's like,
Yeah, I want to go like read about this. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. That's
yeah,
cool.
the Kayapo Indians in Brazil. They talk about
Nice.
Bep Corote. Um, Very cool. But no, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
take it all over there. It's just,
No, that's cool.
I
I
get
love
so
this shit.
excited when the ancient astronauts and the cargo cult has such a tie, because that's what motivates people. That's what gets people moving gigantic fucking rocks is something physical, nothing like spiritual or some guy's making up
You're
some shit.
right.
The next guy's like has an opinion too. He's like, no, that sounds retarded, dude.
Yeah,
No,
no, you're
we're not gonna
right.
have some dude walking down water.
Yeah. No, it's you're absolutely
No, it's
right
just like
because
what?
people don't believe it.
Yeah, it's just like what? Or like we have like even like the Muslim culture, this guy doesn't like to show his face, like all this weird ass rules and fucked up what man has made over like these misunderstood technology and kind of just lost, and it's kind
Yeah.
of fucked up, you know?
Very lost, very lost. But yeah,
Yeah.
people don't even believe spiritual stuff. Like I could like literally I've met people in the middle of the woods and they're just very closed-minded. Like I told this one guy walking on a trail, like his dog came up to me and he told me it was his wife's dog and I'm like, "Oh shit, I think I see his wife because she was dead." And I asked him, "Sir, can I tell you something?" And I said, "I'm a psychic medium. I feel something with you. Do I have your permission to tell you?" And here it turned out to be his wife. And then he was like, "The Bible. Do you know what they say about people like you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to hell. I know." But they don't believe me. You could tell them very well, some do. You could tell because I was walking down the trail and I looked back and he was still standing there like fucked up looking at me. And I'm like, so some it's just weird though. And like even with like I have some footage of paranormal shit that when I release it, I expect it to go viral. I'm nervous though. It's very close to my heart. My son's father passed away, and I
Oh,
will write books. Yeah, it was almost 2 years ago. I will write books about my experience having him on the other side. We went through a lot of weird shit right before he died. It taught me a lot about some of the interactions of things that I had, and yeah, and now I have like toys that like move and I can say his name and call it to me. And I have footage of the toy. I'll send it to you of the toy with the remote control. And it's like multiple different times. Like I'll say his name and it'll come to me and I'll be like, come here. And like I'm showing that the remote is over there and this toy is like, right, right. It's a Wally toy. You ever see the movie Wally? About
hmm.
the little robot. I got it fucking
Yep.
Five Below. And I actually wanted to debunk it. So while we're on the topic of paranormal, like, yes, I'm very fucking spiritual and I know this shit's real, but you know, I can't have my pride. My pride won't let me like show somebody and be like, oh, that's fucking like this or that. So I looked it up and here are these little toys run off of a like frequency radio, you know? And that's why spirit boxes are a thing. I actually used one for the first time in a session the other day and that shit was wild. Um that was crazy. Like that was so crazy because this girl took it to her grandpa's grave and it wasn't she
Mm.
came near me and I'm like coaching the spirit and then he's taught it was so crazy and then a fucking dime fell out of the sky like literally on her foot. And there was no way that it was either of us. And it was heads up, which is also a sign of
Oh,
an ancestor watching you. So it was all crazy. But I looked up how these radio things work, and it's all on a frequency. And that's how, when I tell people how my mind works, it's like I got to adjust it like a radio. If I'm on the same channel as that spirit, that same tune, I can get them. And when I'm not, they're kind of like fuzzy, like, oh, I got to change my station. And so yeah, when I saw that that's how it works, I was like, holy shit, like it would be easy for them to work through toys like that. And so yeah, that's the thing. I had to put Wally away because it was getting weird. Um,
hmm.
every time he's fucking out, he moves. I'm like, okay, you got to go back to your room, Wally. Um, yeah, it's weird though. That's still mind blowing. I showed somebody that yesterday. It's fresh on my mind. They were like, "What the
It kind of
fuck?"
reminds me of Poltergeist, especially the second
Yeah.
one. Especially the second one, because just if you remember when her grandmother dies, her spirit goes to her toy phone and rings out and wakes Caroline up just to tell her good one last goodbye. You know that she loves
Hmm.
her, stuff like that. And then in the morning they wake up and then grandma died in the room next door. You know, so it's kind of like.
Yeah.
But her
Yeah.
grandmother was psychic too, and I guess her mother was psychic and didn't realize it until later on in that movie when she was a lot older too. It's like, oh my God, I'm psychic too. It's like, yeah.
Right.
But no,
Well,
and I
yeah.
love the Native American touch on that too, where they asked that guy, I forgot what was his name. Well, they asked the native to help the family get rid of this spirit that's constantly after Carol Ann,
Mm.
because of her powers are so strong, you know. So it's
Yeah.
not his love, and then the fact that that movie had a fucking curse on it. Do you know
Yeah,
that?
dude. Like everybody fucking died.
Yep. And
Yeah.
you know they used fucking real skeletons in that first movie, in that pool scene. That's
Oh,
what
I think
really
I
fucked
heard
it up.
that.
That's what
And
really
you know
fucked up.
what?
They didn't even tell
I
that woman until like later on. They're like, "What?" It's like
like that was
I could
real.
have
I
got
channeled.
botulism. What
Well, you
the
know
fuck?
what's crazy? I wonder if that curse was actually something spiritual because one thing I can tell you is anytime I try to make a video on anything about the archons or negative alien agendas, dude, it's fucking crazy how much the video gets fucked up. Like it's like they don't want you to talk about it. Like you have a hard time getting it out. And a lot of psychics talk about getting dark attacks when they start talking about this. So who fucking knows what's going to happen to me after this? No, I'm kidding, but kind of. But it gets weird. And yeah, I considered when that toy started doing that, I did consider entities. And maybe something mimicking him. I don't know. It's real crazy. And what's weird is he had an experience. His dad, the man that raised him, died. And I remember we were sitting there chilling one night and he like looked fucked up. Like he looked at me and he goes, "Oh my God." And he showed me his phone. It said, "Dad just joined Snapchat." And we were like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, his dad it was dead. Like, how are you joining Snapchat? His phone was off too, might I add. So yeah, like weird things. Spirit could work through technology easier, you know, and lights and
Mm,
stuff like that. Like people, I have this
sure,
one
sure.
little boy that comes up from West Virginia with his grandma, and his dad died, and my lights just start going off with him.
Okay.
It's it's like ding 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 ding.
So, what
They're like,
what
does this always
tools
happen? I'm like, fuck no, this doesn't happen all the time.
what tools do you use when you go ghost hunting or just in your area? Do you have like the ghost balls? Is that what you're talking about with the
Um,
lights or
so no, I'm talking about just in my office, my lamps.
oh your lamps? Okay.
Yeah, my lamps go off and they'll flicker. When I was a kid, the lights used to go up and down and just man, I had so much crazy activity. You know, and I've heard a lot of theories that people like myself that had like some mission to serve or something, that we do get a lot of weird shit that happens to us. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because we can see it or we're conscious of it, but it maybe like it happens to everybody and they just don't notice. They just say it's coincidence or something. I don't know, but it's there's something to this. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But so how did you get into all this? Like what
Well,
brought you to the aliens?
well, I was always into the UFO phenomenon and the paranormal and as a kid. But then I had my own personal experience back in October 19th, 2012 of seeing a
Mm,
UFO. Uh, I told the story a million times on my podcast. I could tell you later. But no, it was so mind blowing where my stomach dropped and my
mhm.
hair raised and like something isn't right, especially when it had no sound. That's what killed me. I was just like,
Oh wow.
holy fuck, what the?
Was
So,
it close or far?
I'm sorry.
Was it close or far?
It was close. It was
Oh man.
about 45 feet above the treetops, and it was shaped as a
Oh,
boomerang. And it was like
oh,
jet
dude, I've
black,
heard about the boomerang ones.
and it had like five white dim lights underneath it. So I th
Ooh.
in my head was racking like, is this a military plane? And I'm like, that's cool, but I'm like, there's no military places that has bombers like this. And then, like, and I was ready to hear this roar of an engine. It was like even the birds stopped tripping. I was like, it
They're
was
like,
like dead
what?
stop. I was like, everything just went gnarly. And I just went over my head, and I was like, I ran back to my girlfriend's house where I just left, and just wigged out to her. I
You're
was like,
like, I'm back.
you won't believe it. I was like, you won't. I was like, just wigged, and then yeah, I just kind of went and found out that Wisconsin's a treasure trove for UFO sightings, and then I just went down this
Wow.
rabbit hole of Wisconsin, and then you know, the story. Everybody knows my story. I've
I'm
been on
gonna go
podcasts.
check it out.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
gonna
even
check
like
it out.
YouTube Dustin Shootup, and I'm on
Hmm.
all different podcasts from all around the world.
Oh, nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
hmm
Yeah, I was checking out yours, but
Showcasing.
I never thought to just type your name and I just typed in your YouTube channel.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
that's my platform. But yes, I've been on other people's
Yeah.
platform showcasing the photographs that I got from Colonel Wendell Stevens'
What's a good one to
photographic
watch?
archives. Huh?
Yeah, what's a good one to watch? Like a good starter. I'm gonna watch it when
Oh
I get on.
man. I guess and what this? I'll send you all of them that I'm on.
Nice,
Is
solid.
that
Thank
cool?
you.
I'll give you a list and you can
Yeah,
pick through. But yeah,
cool.
no, yeah, it's been fun meeting so many people that's in the field, people have idolized. And again, I can't even dreamt of being like I had Professor Avi Loeb on my show from Harvard, the
Wow,
guy who's
awesome.
breaking news about this UFO that's coming in November. Do you know this? The
Tell me more. Tell me more, because I'm not really on Earth half the time, so tell me more. I'm like all
Jesus.
fucking up there.
They're the
I'm
ones
back
that are
in the
like, we're
element.
here for you, Kayla. I didn't
Oh,
know you
come
were
on.
coming.
Yeah, right. What kind of psychic am I?
Yeah, right.
No, they're fucking coming, but I just don't know. They're here.
No, they've been here. They've been here. So there's this. I don't know if you know about Oumuamua that happened like 2017 about the new discovery of this thing that came interstellar from out of our solar system. It came into
I don't
ours.
know.
It's like shaped like a cigar. It got close to Earth. But
Hmm.
anyways, this other thing is doing came from another interstellar place, or actually it might come from the same area where this thing came from. Either way, it's coming pretty damn close to Earth. It's coming right behind the sun,
Hmm.
and it should be showing up
Oh,
around November, December time,
of
and
this year?
of this year. Yeah,
Oh,
and
nice.
our
Making it for the
our
holidays.
Harvard, well, our Harvard professor, Avi Loeb, has been on news channels and podcasts, like just recently, like going crazy, talking about how crazy different this is than any other comet or anything, because it doesn't have any characteristics of a comet. Like the tail, there's no tail. There's like
Hmm.
the speed of it is going crazy and how it's moving. And then
Wow.
they said it's like a cigar shaped. It's
Hmm.
like, and this guy thinks there might be a nuclear engine that's running this thing. It's fluorescing its own light.
Oh,
So
wow.
ah, and
Yeah, right.
well, I don't
Oh,
know.
shit.
Like it makes sense that a lot of our ancient cultures talk about these ancient gods coming back one day, and this could be this thing
Listen,
that's coming back because this thing is supposed to be as big as Mount. Oh shit, as big as a state, I think. Montana, or something like that. I don't know.
wow.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty big. That's
Yeah, it's
pretty big.
huge. That's a fucking mothership.
Well,
Uh,
I don't know, but I got a friend up in Wisconsin. Now that I know it's all popping up there, I want to come up and visit her.
yeah,
Like,
where in Wisconsin is she?
I would have to ask her. I know she's up there though. I know she's up there because I met her in Florida. We were down there in a sober living and yeah, she would always say she's gonna come visit me. Now I'm probably gonna go visit her. Like,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
show
you're in
me
the
the aliens.
Midwest. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
it's
come
not
to
too far.
Madison, I'll show you some cool stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
We
that's cool. I did not
you
know
know
that.
Wisconsin has land pyramids here?
Really?
We do it ass to land.
Wow.
Let me show some pictures really quick. This place
Yeah, I
is
did not
awesome.
know that.
I like to take a lot of my friends. Sorry. Yeah. It's like some
Cool.
aerial views. So this is the Pyramid of the Sun. And this is
That
an
is
interest.
so cool.
It's gigantic. Like when you get there, it's
Wow.
just like it's just
Are
huge.
those steps up the side?
Yeah. It's step
Nice.
pyramids.
I went to Mexico and I stood on the top of like Mayan shit. I wasn't awakened yet. Oh, I'm so sold. I gotta go back because I stood at the top, and if I only knew what I was doing back then, I was super drunk. Like, oh, this is cool. Oh, so
Well,
cool
that's why
now.
they call it Aztlan. They thought the Aztec were the ones that came up from the south and set up shop. And this is the
Wow.
pyramid of, or it's the pyramid of the moon, and then the pyramid of the sun over here.
That is so
But
cool.
yeah, so the cool story about this was that the natives the local natives talk about these people come from afar, they dress differently, and some of them practice elongating their skulls. And
Right?
they built this village and they put this gigantic wall around it, and they built the pyramids in there inside this wall. And then they waged war with Indians, and they practiced cannibalism. And then the most mysterious part about them, they just one day dropped everything and disappeared out of thin air. No sign of sickness or war, and there was no reason for them to leave. So it was just a big mystery what happened. Because
Wow.
like there's still the UW here in Wisconsin still takes students there and still digging up bones and artifacts, pottery stuff, masks. Yeah, so like they
Whoa.
do yearly digs there still. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. So it's a slow process, and it's connected to the pyramids on the bottom of Rock Lake. That's 5 miles away from there, right by Lake Mills. And
Wow.
a guy named Frank Joseph wrote two books about the pyramids down there. Went scuba diving. They're elongated pyramids. The first settlers that came to Wisconsin or around Lake Mills at Rock Lake asked the natives for what are these gigantic rocks poking out of the water at the time?
Hmm.
Because and they're like, these are the stone teepees of the ancient ones that we don't know about because it's underwater, obviously. So, uh, but this is like a murky lake, and like it's just constantly getting like it's sinking. So you don't see the poking out of the water anymore. They're just like, you know, just the
Wow.
tops of them are just on, visible to some, and yeah, no, it's really cool.
So that's in Wisconsin too?
That's yeah, right next to
What?
Astaland. And then we
Oh,
have a
that's
place
so
called
cool.
Missouri Hill. That's like a Wisconsin Stonehenge with 6 foot monoliths with like
What?
stone circles around them. And that's 8 miles away from
I'm not even gonna
Astaland.
lie. I thought Wisconsin was just a bunch of farmland. I'm like, you guys
Hell
got
fucking
and
nah.
aliens. I'm there.
We got
What?
aliens here. We got um
That's so cool.
yeah. We have this man, we have other things here. We have the man mound. Let me show you that.
So is that like an Indian thing?
Yeah, this place is dope though. It's another ancient astronaut. Yeah.
We got Serpent Mound.
And we have,
Have you ever
yeah,
seen it?
that's very important. Have you been there?
Oh, wow. Actually, I've been invited down there for this like shaman like equinox
Get your
thing, and
ass
I
down
miss it
there.
every year. I know, right?
Oh
What am I doing
man,
with my life? That is fucking
dude,
cool.
yeah, this is really cool. I've been,
What?
I go
Dude, I
here
have
to
to come to
visit.
Wisconsin. I wonder how far that is from me.
Yeah.
What?
So
That is,
there's a
that's
plaque
Man
there
Mound?
that says this is depict, yeah, but there's a plaque there that says this is depicting a powerful god, Indian god. So it's just like,
Wow. He's a
a
big
god that looks
boy.
very bulbous. And there are 4 more of these gigantic mounds that got destroyed back in the 1920s when they're making roads. As you see, his legs got chopped off until they realized, oh, this is a mound. But there were
He got
4 other
ran over
ones.
in the street.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So he got 4 other ones that just disappeared, but this is the last remaining one. But this is, again, natives were trying maybe to entice this thing to come back because if you look what the Nazca lines were like, the same thing. Something they're trying to entice because this is what you can only see from the sky. You can't really see
Wow.
this from the ground because it's so huge.
So that's a mound, like it's like
Yeah.
raised.
Hmm.
Wow, that's so cool. It reminds me of Huggy Wuggy from
Yeah.
like my son, I don't know, one of his
And
old shows, Poppy's Playhouse or some shit.
this is the
Cool.
Black River Falls Pyramid. This is one megalithic rock, standing rock that has no other standing rock near it. And it's
Wow.
now on some private property where you really
Like
can't
you
get
can't
to.
get to it.
But there's
Mm.
weird ancient carvings all
I
over
was
it.
just gonna say I saw that one at the top. What the
Hmm.
hell?
It's all carved with Native American shit. And there's
Oh
like people
man.
from like the 1920s like, oh my God, look at this shit.
Right? Let's take a picture.
Yeah.
You've never got to see that one because it's on private
Well,
property?
someone snuck onto the property and gave me a picture.
Really? That's your
Yeah.
picture?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And there's actually some weird shit about this person's property. Apparently they live like in Florida, but this it's like empty. So I
Oh,
don't know if
wow.
like I don't know. And then we have the Birdmen here in Wisconsin. These Native Americans talk about the Birdmen. And like, if anything, there's tons of ancient cultures that talk about Birdmen, like Easter Island has their Birdmen
Yeah.
sculptures and all that, giving credit to
Wow.
the megalithic structures there. And this is what it kind of looks like when it's drawn out. But this is my personal photograph that I took.
Wow.
I
That's really cool.
Yes, we have ancient rock paintings in Wisconsin of ancient birdmen. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's endless here.
Well, one time when I did, so I'm actually in training for psychedelic medicine. And the one time when I
Ah,
did psilocybin, um, Yeah, that was crazy because being awakened doing mushrooms is way different when you realize you're psychic. And I must have climbed in dimensional spaces because I've only seen these beings certain points when I'm in a higher vibration. And they came to me, and at first I seen this is through the astral. They were in my room again. Everybody likes to come to my room, and it was a lion-headed being, and it had like this cape on, and then I started seeing, like, it started downloading me with pictures, and it told me that we are the Lyrians and the Syrians. And I started seeing, like, in ancient Egypt, like the bird is what made me think of it, like the bird
Mm.
headed people and, the cats and all that. And when I got done, I took notes during this trip, which those were interesting to read, but they were actually really weird. Like a few days later, this one shaman popped up and started telling me some of the shit from my notes. It was crazy. But, I went and researched it after, and the Lyrians and Syrians actually looked like that. Those were the ones. They told me they went to ancient Egypt. You may have heard of us from here. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then the next day I looked it up, and it was like really all accurate stuff. And I was like, whoa, those were good. No, but
Yeah.
yeah, but no, honestly, like I connect with stuff like that even
Yeah.
completely of sound mind. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's definitely been shit here like that. Like there's just no way, like you said, that all these different cultures have these theories and stuff and structures. Ooh, is
This
that
is
yours?
my this is my personal collection of Kachina dolls from the Hopi. They
The
range from
Hopi.
the 1930s to the 1950s. They're all from here.
Wow, what are they
Yeah,
called?
Kachina dolls, and they're representing of these physical beings that they interacted with once in the remote past.
The Star
Helped them,
People.
the star people. Yeah, they. But again,
Wow.
very astronaut-like, robotic looking with their helmets
Yeah, they are robotic
and
looking.
apparatus. Every being had different traits and different abilities to do different things, kind of like the Greek gods
Yeah.
and other things. Yeah.
Well, the Bible, it actually said gods, not God. So the theory is.
Hmm.
And like, what is happening, man? Like, that is so cool. Wow. Where did you even get stuff like that from?
These are auction bids.
Oh, auction
I
bid
spent
stuff.
a I spent a pretty penny to. I have like a whole shrine of
Do you?
the Hopi, because Hopi has a very strong connection to the ancient astronaut theory and
Okay.
their whole story with these beings and physical. Again, like the Beb Karoti, it's like the same dealy. This bulbous, they're very bulbous themselves too.
Did you
Again,
ever get into the Dogon
oh
tribe or
yeah,
anything?
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. Same
Them
same
are the
thing.
ones that have like that mud hair, right?
Yeah, and they have the long masks too, and like
Yeah,
the
but their hair, man, is crazy. It's like dreadlocks of mud.
yeah,
That just
that's cool.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I had dreads, but I can't do the mud.
Well, cool. Hey, we're coming up to an hour here. Hey, can
Yeah.
you tell our audience where they can find you? Do you have like a website or
Oh
Facebook
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
YouTube?
So you can find me on Facebook, and my website's www.mysticalmedicinewoman.com. So yeah, Mystical Medicine Woman if you Google me. Also on TikTok, basically all the platforms. You can find me as that. And that's where I do my tarot, psychic medium stuff, quantum hypnosis, energy healing. And if you feel like you're psychic and you fuck with the beings or you are troubled by them, I do intuitive coaching too to help people into their psychic abilities because this is what we got to do nowadays.
That's true. And before we leave, and I almost
Yeah.
forgot, let's do a tarot card reading on me. Is
Oh,
that
you want me
cool?
to do it right now?
Is that cool?
Yeah, I could do it. So actually, I wanted to tell you that I don't know. I'm trying to think of you were talking about these get real personal. Are you sure you want this on your show?
Oh, let it get personal.
They get real in depth.
Is
You want
it?
you I'm down, but it's up to you.
I don't, yeah, I don't care.
Are
Sure.
you sure?
Why is he gonna explode my
Oh, I mean, they just like listen, these are very personal. That's all. I just out of respect for you. All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it. Let's do it.
So when you were talking, I think it was about, oh God, you were talking about somebody that had passed away. It was I think a famous person, and I don't know if I was sitting there and I like almost wanted to tell you about the male, but it could be like a deceased family member too. I'm not sure, but you were talking about somebody, and I'm sure when we watch the video, I'll be able to tell you where it was. But the guy, he had like gray hair on the sides. He might be bald here or have a bit of a comb over, like a grayish white, and kind of like a little bit of a longer face. He's an old dude. Do you know who this guy is? Like
I think.
he might have a bit of a comb over or thinning or bald. I don't know. It's hard to see up here. I feel like he might have like a little bit of a tummy. He might not be real fat, but like, did you have a grandfather or family member or mentor or anybody? It might have been that guy you were talking about.
My grandfather had hair like what you described.
I think it's your grandpa then, because like when at first I'm thinking sometimes what happens, Dustin, is if somebody talks about anybody dead, my fucking antenna goes up. And sometimes it's the person, oftentimes it's who they're talking about. But I did start feeling like this could be like a grandfather or something. He's very present in your energy. All it took was a fucking dead person to set me off. And were you guys close?
No, he lived in Milwaukee, so I didn't really see him, and he had Parkinson's, so he didn't really get
Oh
to
my
talk too
God.
much.
I
So,
was just gonna ask you, because my insides were shaken. And I was gonna ask you if you had like I don't know exactly what Parkinson's is considered, but like a nerve, like I felt like my nerves. Um, yeah. Do you know
mhm.
if he had heart or lung problems too?
No, just that. Well, it's like again with his nerves, he just like Parkinson's kind of like Michael J. Fox. Like
Yeah.
he just can't stop
Yeah, yeah,
moving
yeah.
his jaw and stuff like that. He's just kind of. But
Yeah,
again, it
that's
was
gotta
hard for
be,
him to talk and stuff like that.
yeah, that's gotta be hard. Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. You also have an old lady with you. She's got kind of, man, all these old ladies have the same hair. Kind of think like old lady fro, kind of like, whitish,
that'd be
grayish
his
hair.
wife.
Is that his wife? Yeah. Yeah, they're together. They're happy. Now, did she
Hmm.
have heart problems? Because this fucking heart shit just keeps coming through. Congested
Yes.
heart
Well,
failure.
yeah, I think it
She
was.
had that.
He had,
Yeah.
well, I think she died of break,
Oh, you
heartbroke,
know what?
heartbreak.
No, I know what you
Because
mean, but like,
after for it was like 3 months after, maybe 5 months
oh,
after my grandpa died, I think she's just kind of slowly kind of.
it's crazy because I almost like in my head she must have been telling the truth. I thought I was just making that up,
Mm.
like about her broken heart. Oh wow, that is sad. Um, yeah, well that's like it was like that in my family too. We had my great grandpa, his wife, she went first. They were in the same nursing home, and as soon as they told him she died, like he had a stroke immediately. Like, and then his kids, same thing happened. That was a wild story. I'll save that for another time. Very grotesque. But anyways, so do me a favor, pick a pile. We got one, two, or three.
Two.
Two? Okay, cool. So first of all, I'll just ask you, do you have anything that you want to know before I go into your soul?
Does this podcast have a bright future?
Well, that's funny you should ask. I feel like I said somewhere in here, we are manifesting beings. Check into your beliefs. If you believe it will, like, okay, so when I tell myself, like, I know I'm fucking here to read cards and like I just know it, why the fuck else would I be so weird? It's got to have a purpose. When I do that, it's like it's always affirmed, like things just happen. And when I do hypnosis, I always tell people, speak like it's already happened. So your podcast is doing great. You have
Yeah,
like
it
a
is.
million viewers. You know what I mean? And fucking feel that energy. So I feel like it's really not to put the pressure on you, but your beliefs are that powerful. So
Okay,
I believe in you. And I
cool.
believe it does have a bright future because this shit's only over the next, I just saw a seven over the next 7 years. Fuck, the aliens are more than likely going to show their face.
Oh yeah.
And people like you will definitely be up there in the thing. Okay, so did you are you sure? This isn't bad, but it's really gonna did you there's something potentially like a love interest or a breakup. Like, I don't know if this is recent past or current energy, but this hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, first of all, did you have a girlfriend? Okay, so at first, for a second here, this could be future too. For a second here, I thought maybe this chick left due to work, like she had to leave town or something. Did you have any chicks that you dated that happened?
My last girlfriend left me for a dude.
Okay, well, did she anything to do with work? Well, yeah, there's like a back and forth thing with romance. Was it pretty cut and dry? Did you ever have that happen before? Because there's something that's like a pattern here.
That's funny. My last girlfriend before her cheated on me and left me for another dude.
Man, these fucking ladies, man. Okay. Well, yeah, it's actually like showing. It's showing like how well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that because that's happened to me before and that leaves a very large imprint on your self-worth. And oftentimes we keep almost like recreating that storyline somehow. Like I don't know what it is about that, but I went through a lot of turds too, Dustin. So you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
the more that you strengthen and affirm that you are lovable and you're worthy, I've watched very powerful things shift in the reality. So don't let them bitches get you down. Excuse me, I probably should have said that.
Oh, you're
But
good.
there's with all us utmost respect, ladies. Yeah, and there's something about your communication. So do you it's either going to go one of two ways with this king. Either you need to work on speaking, whether it's like you maybe things don't come out right, which you seem to be doing well with that, but maybe when it comes to feelings, do you have a hard time with that? Do you get
Uh,
afraid to
yeah,
tell okay.
sometimes. Yeah.
So yeah, there's and it could go a variation of ways with this king with communication. Sometimes this king could also represent like being a loose cannon with the mouth, like just says shit. But whatever it
Hmm.
is, there's something with communication here. And so I kind of like picked up on the chicks and all that. Is there one of them that like you look back on at times, like that's harder for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and then hold on. Do you still talk to her at all?
No. Well, like the last time she reached out to me to tell her, she reached out to me to tell me that her mother was almost murdered by her
Holy shit, this
stepfather.
is what this is. Okay, look, ready for this? No, no, no. Listen, that's why I asked if she reached out, but I wouldn't have honestly thank you for that because I just heard that there was still some kind of communication. But so this is crazy. Okay, watch this. So the death card pops up. And then this is like emotional all over the place. This is mother. And
Whoa.
yeah, and then this is lots of energy towards protection and she reached out to you because she was very upset. So, and she was kind of like out of her power. And then the soul connection. So she trusted you. She trusted
Oh,
you.
she knew her mother liked me too.
Yeah, well,
I mean, her
honestly,
mother survived too, by the way. She didn't die
yeah,
from it.
no, I kind of figured that. But, okay, is this one of the ones that cheated? I'm gonna assume.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, well, hold on, there's something here. Listen, I think that you guys, how long has it been since you've talked to her? I think she's gonna circle back around
Oh,
eventually.
I hope not. I have another girlfriend right now.
Oh, do you? Okay, well, that was
But
another
no, but
thing.
like I never had any ill will towards my last girlfriend. So like
Yeah.
again, I couldn't hate her because I was so in love with her at the time. I thought I was gonna marry her. You
Oh,
know, she was the one. But again, she cheated on me with this dude that she ended up marrying anyway. So like
you know what's crazy? I was like, is she married? I was thinking that, like,
she's
she's
married to the
married. And
guy
that,
she left me for. Yeah.
well, you know what's crazy?
I'm a stepping stone, it seems like.
Yeah, well, this card often means cheating again and also
Mm.
divorce. So, um, who knows? Maybe old habits die hard. But anyhow, there are some things about obviously you moved on if you've got another chick, but putting that stuff as best you can in the past, like, you know, develop just kind of like that shit happened. It's not a reflection of you, that's her shit. But yeah, there's something here where just don't be surprised if she ever reaches out to you and says,
Sure.
"Oh, like my husband and I, like I fucked up," and because you'll be at a fork in the road where it's like either remember, like, well, this is how it popped up. I'll show you the devil and bad energy.
That's what it.
Or, going the other way, would obviously be giving things a chance. But, if you have a girlfriend, then I don't, this I feel is down the road more.
Sure.
Let's see here. This is about work. I feel like. Give me one second. Like what you're doing.
Oh, good. His work's
It's nothing.
crazy.
It's nothing bad. But this is Have you invested any? I don't know why I'm saying this either. This is like really random. But okay, I'm getting a lot here. So have you? So you're very very. When's your birthday? Because this is. Are you by any chance a fire sign?
November 17th.
November 17th. So is that? I'm not an astrologist. Is that a Scorpio?
Scorpio. Hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember where Scorpio is, but this motherfucker looks like a Scorpio. So he's feisty, man. So this is a very career-driven king. Like he gets it. If he's into something, he's all in. So that would be you.
Yeah.
Um, and also there's have you invested any money in your business? Or because like I feel like you might need to soon, but you might be
Mm,
like, oh, I shouldn't, I can't right now. I want you just to remember that money is an energy, and when you put it in, it will come back. Just put it in with good intention. You may be like very indecisive about this. I almost feel like I don't know what it's going to be, but you're going to get propositioned something. I don't know if it's going to require traveling. It's something putting money into it, and it
mm.
will come back. You got to be selfish. There might be people that might not agree with you and be like, "Oh, wait, no, don't," but you got to trust yourself. It might be a little stressful. There's also some shit coming up too about self-worth. Um, Let me see here. Hold on. This is getting real personal. It's not about you, but it's about somebody else. And just out of respect, I feel like I should probably, I'll tell you after if you want.
Sure.
Just because it's one thing if I'm reading you, but I don't want to you know, just put
Yeah.
other people's shit out
Sure,
there.
sure,
But I'll
sure.
gladly tell you. Um for
Yeah, tell
sure.
me tell me afterwards.
I'll shoot you a DM. But well, thank you for letting me play with my cards. They
Yeah,
were
no, I
right there
wanted to.
too.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That was pretty spot on with the ex-girlfriends there. That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Um,
and your grandpa and grandma said, "What's up?"
oh, dope. The shooters, what's up? That's so cool. And actually, I saw there was
Is
there's
that
like a T.
Italian?
No, it's well,
Yeah.
I am a Sicilian from my
Okay,
mom's
me
side
too.
on my mom's side, but this is my dad's parents that you're talking about. So
Okay.
they're Polish.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It ended in a vowel. I just was like,
Yeah.
like, are you a Dago?
I am a
Okay.
Dago. I'm a
Me
Guinea.
too.
Are you?
Guinea. Oh, that's awesome.
You got yeah, family in Sicily or Italy?
Yeah, both. I'm
Oh,
Italian, Sicilian, and a little bit Irish.
oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, your
I,
last name kind of reminds me of mine. It does not look like Sciaretta, but it is. And
Sharetta.
Sciaretta. I don't
That's
know,
tight.
right?
I like that.
Um, yeah, well, this has been fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you so
doubt.
much.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here with me. And again, I'm excited to promote you and getting your name out there.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. Can you stick with me for 2 more minutes?
Yeah, I got you.